Morning everybody, how are y'all doing today? I'm doing great now, just got off celebrating Gar's stream with him on his birthday. It was a ton of fun. Happy birthday to you, sir. Unfortunately, I think I'm about to be doing terribly. By the way, if a single person comments saying that it's not morning, I am going to flip my desk over. I know it's not morning. That's just what I say in my intro. Alright, whatever. The reason I don't think I'm going to be doing so well is because we're talking about DreamcastGuy. And the video that we're taking a look at today, we actually watched yesterday on stream. It was a ton of fun. Thank you to everybody who showed up. You should also show up 9 p.m. Eastern every Friday except this coming Friday because, you know, Thanksgiving break. But yeah, we watched this on stream yesterday and I damn near lost my mind. And so did Delta. Like, this was bad because DreamcastGuy is claiming that Xbox just had their worst week ever. And when you hear his reasoning for why this is their worst week ever, it's gonna be bad. Your brain cells are going to commit slip and slide. So yeah, strap in because this will probably be a pretty long video. My guess right now is around a half hour, but we shall see. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this and find out why, once again, for the 50th time this month, Xbox is dead.
Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about the very brutal week that Xbox has just had, because even just the last 72 hours has been pretty much the worst Xbox has ever experienced, from getting review bombed of their new game, launching stuff completely broken, winning no awards, just...
Yes, you heard that right. The last 72 hours have been the worst Xbox has ever had because Flight Sim has negative reviews on Steam, a third-party exclusive has bugs at launch, and apparently, according to DreamcastGuy, they didn't win anything at the Golden Joystick Awards, even though they did. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, if you think this is the worst week Xbox has ever had, you're actually delusional. Let's ignore when the Xbox One was announced. Let's ignore when it launched. Let's ignore when they announced Starfield would be delayed to 2023, so they didn't have any games for 2022. Yep, them getting negative reviews on Flight Sim and not winning many awards at a game show that only serves as just a fun thing to have means they had the worst week ever. Like, brother, are you listening to yourself? I know rent is probably due, but there's ways to make money on YouTube that don't involve rage bait. Actually, now that I think about it, it's probably not even a case of his rent is due. I think what happened is his girlfriend realized she got ripped off when she paid $500 for his used PS5. And so she demanded the money back, and now he's trying to make that money back that he just had to give back to her. Oh, that would be something. Or, you know, there's the option that he just wanted to buy more meth.
Across the board, I want to break this week down because we've been discussing on the channel for the last year or so the death of Xbox.
Oh, yes, you have been. At least he's kind of self-aware about that. Although I'll tell you, it feels like it's been more than just a year. But it's just hilarious to me. Notice he said he's been talking about this for a year, the death of Xbox, and yet they still exist. And it honestly feels like every time he uploads an Xbox is dead video, he jinxes them, because it seems like they get more successful every time he talks about them. Which, who knows, maybe that's part of his master plan or something. Maybe we're all being played like fiddles. Maybe he secretly wants Xbox to succeed. Nah, who am I kidding? This dude's just making a ton of Xbox is dead videos, so eventually, if they do ever die, he can say, see, I told you so.
Where it's very obvious that Microsoft gaming will continue to exist in some form, but the current idea of Xbox, where you get a physical console and just subscribe to Game Pass, I think it's pretty obvious that that stuff is about to implode. But
I mean, Phil Spencer already confirmed there's gonna be a next-gen Xbox console, so I don't know what you're talking about. Whenever this dude hears positive Xbox news, he sticks his fingers in his ears and he goes, la la la, I can't hear you. The good news doesn't exist if I can't see or hear it. Your Xbox console still exists. It's not like Phil Spencer is gonna break into your house and steal it back. You can still sub to Game Pass, and you will still be able to buy an Xbox console next generation. I mean, hell, in the picture you showed on screen right there, the first one in the top left was a picture of an Xbox console. There's no way he believes what he says. I refuse to believe it. Surely it's all just a grift, right? Maybe? Probably not.
Let's talk. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already.
No.
Real quick before anything else, check it out. I just got my PlayStation 5 PS1 themed controller.
You guys mind if I skip this part? I didn't really think so. Also, like I said before, Dreamcast Guy, I was having a great day, and then I watched this video, so thanks for that.
I saw a bunch of people talking about the fact that we're going to have to go through multiple headlines here, but let's start with the fact that apparently Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 came out this week, and I can't believe I have to put that in quotes. The game is unplayable. It's busted. It's completely busted. I love this headline here where they said Flight Simulator struggles to take off. It's actually already being put into the overwhelmingly negative. Oh my God.
I mean, really, Dreamcast Guy, is this what you care about? Is this what you're gonna do to say that Xbox had the worst week ever? Okay, Flight Sim launched like trash. That sucks. But this is your argument for why this is their worst week ever? Really? I forgot Flight Sim 2024 was even a thing. I think most people did. Also, notice how, I think it was like back in 2022 or something like that, a lot of PlayStation guys were saying, oh, well, you can't count Flight Sim as a game release because it's not a game or whatever. But then when Flight Sim launches and it's a complete disaster, suddenly these guys care so much about it, and it's another Xbox is dead moment. Like, you can't have it both ways. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say it's acceptable that Flight Sim 2024 launched broken, but at the same time, to say that alone is making this Xbox's worst week ever, like, come on.
Reviews collapse. Dev admits it completely underestimated the excitement for the game. But wait, that's not all. The bad news continues. Now, some people are saying that Stalker 2 is in a good state. Some people are saying it's almost unplayable, but we do know for a fact that people are playing it. Stalker 2 is selling very well, but I've seen a lot of people incredibly upset that the game just itself is filled with tons of glitches, from reflections not working, lighting not working, just monsters spawning directly on top of you and being invincible.
You know, it's really funny. First, he made that Stalker 2 video a couple days ago talking about how it got like a 74 on Metacritic. You know, already hating on the game before it even came out. And now here he is, he hasn't played it, and he's saying, oh yeah, well, you know, it's selling well, over 1 million copies in like a day or two, but that doesn't matter because it has some lighting issues. Now, does Stalker 2 have problems? Yes, the optimization is not it right now. But how are you gonna sit here and say, oh, Xbox had a terrible week, when a third-party exclusive isn't fully optimized? Xbox did not even make this game. And plus, even if the game was completely broken, 1 million plus sales plus many more people playing it on Game Pass is still a massive success. This would be like saying Xbox is doing terribly because Starfield wasn't the best, but it still was Bethesda's most successful launch of all time, but that doesn't count because, you know, bugs and whatever. Oh wait, Dreamcast Guy did do that. You cannot say a game was unsuccessful just because it has bugs. Like, as much as I don't like Modern Warfare 2 2022, I'm not gonna deny how successful that game was. Activision had a great week when that game came out, despite it being really bad.
Dead bodies T-posing. People are buying Stalker, but we're going to loop back on the buying of Stalker 2 because I think this is part of a grander point that I want to hit here. But here's the other thing I've seen a lot of people discussing, which is that right now we have the nominees for the Game Awards, obviously coming up, and nothing Xbox related has pretty much any nominations. I think Hellblade 2 got most interesting narrative, but it's very obvious it's not going to win that. Well,
I mean, it wasn't just that. Senwa's voice actress also got a nomination. And on top of that, don't forget, Black Ops 6 got a couple nominations. What did it get? Best multiplayer and best action, I think. And best sound design as well, I think. And you know, Black Ops 6 is now an Xbox game, so yeah, it's not just Hellblade, but sure, I guess we just ignore BO6. Which, just wait, because you guys thought this was bad already. It's about to get a whole lot worse. Just listen to what he has to say about the Golden Joystick Awards.
Last night, the Golden Joystick Awards happened, and literally every single thing that won is either a PlayStation 5 exclusive or is a PlayStation 5 game. Best Studio went to Team Asobi for Astrobot. I think it was Best Console Game went to Helldivers 2. Best Multiplayer Game, Best Soundtrack, Best Storytelling, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I mean, it's pretty obvious that it was a clean sweep.
My brother in Christ, you have made it very clear that you have no idea what clean sweep means. Let's take a look at that list he just showed again. Also, I'd just like to point out, I think it's hilarious that he counts third-party exclusives as PlayStation Ws, as if they didn't just pay the companies to put the game only on that platform. Like, how is that a PlayStation W? They did not make the game. All right, let me move on. Let's take a look at this real quick. Best audio design, Astrobot. Okay. Okay, cool. Best soundtrack and storytelling, FF7 Rebirth. Third party, not made by PlayStation. In fact, that game undersold so hard that Square Enix is ending exclusivity with PlayStation. Best multiplayer, Helldivers 2. Okay, cool. You know what? Actually, a PlayStation game. Even though it wasn't made by a first-party studio, I guess I'll count it. Best visual design, Black Myth Wukong. That is third party, and it is not exclusive. It's also on PC. Balatro, third party, not exclusive. Another Crab's Treasure, same thing. Team Asobi, okay, cool. Then Cody Christian and Brianna White in FF7 Rebirth. Again, that's third party. Then again, Balatro, not a PlayStation game. Minecraft after that, guess what? That's an Xbox game. Honkai Star Rail, not a PlayStation game. Satisfactory, not a PlayStation game. Then we got Helldivers 2, okay, cool. Then GTA 6, then Helldivers 2 again, cool, cool. Then Shadow of the Erdtree, the Steam Deck OLED, Lethal Company, Helldivers 2, and Chained Together. So in total, actual PlayStation games show up 6 times on this list. And I just counted, there were 22 games in that list, or categories, and PlayStation games won 6 of them. What is your point? Okay, PlayStation won a couple awards at the Golden Joysticks. How does this mean Xbox had their worst week ever? A game owned by Xbox literally won one of the awards you showed up there. And again, Black Ops 6 and Hellblade 2 were both nominated in Game Awards categories. In no way was this a clean sweep for PlayStation. They didn't even get a third of the awards. As if that even matters in the first place. Like, oh my god. Can you see why this video made me go insane on stream yesterday? It's bad.
Now, this is purexbox.com, and even they are having to phrase it as politely as possible. Xbox has a quiet night as Golden Joystick winners are revealed.
Again, I'm failing to see the problem here. Oh no, Xbox didn't win enough awards at the Golden Joysticks. It's time to close up shop, guys. Sorry, it's Phil Spence over. Because as we all know, the amount of awards you win at a game show, which doesn't mean anything, determines whether your company can still exist in the future or not. Like, are you listening to yourself, dude? And just wait, I know I said it before, but it gets worse. It gets so much worse.
But I think the other part of it that's been in my mind, I feel like I keep thinking about how they have tried to pivot with Game Pass. It's pretty obvious that Game Pass is in a very bad state. By Xbox's own financial reports, the idea of subscription-based models, it's not really probably blowing up the way they originally intended.
I mean, I will agree, it's probably not doing as well as they initially expected, but you can't pull up an article from January of this year and say, oh, look how bad it's doing. You are misrepresenting the reality so hard. Here, let me pull up an article that actually came out within the last month. You know, some up-to-date information. Here is an article from Halloween, almost a week after Black Ops 6 came out. Look at this. During Microsoft's quarterly earnings call, CEO Satya Nadella, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that, shared that Black Ops 6 was the biggest Call of Duty release ever, as reported by Insider Gaming. He said the FPS title achieved a new record for day one players and for Game Pass subscriber ads on launch day. That is a really weird way of saying that, but basically what that means is BO6 caused Game Pass to gain the most amount of subs in a single day it ever has. I could be making this up, but I swear to God, just trust me, bro. I remember seeing somewhere that Game Pass gained over like 2 million new subs when Call of Duty Black Ops 6 dropped. I can't actually find the source backing that info, so I could be completely wrong on that. But at least the source I'm using here is from the last month and not from almost a year ago. Imagine if I said Nintendo's in a terrible place because their consoles aren't selling well, and then I pulled up the Wii U sales. Like, that's just wrong. You're misrepresenting the situation completely, and you're using outdated information to do so because without it, you have no argument. I will say, this guy really does put the rage in rage bait because his videos are infuriating to watch.
It makes sense on paper, but what ended up happening is because Xbox isn't making enough games, and a lot of their games honestly are launching broken, unfinished, like we're seeing this week with Stalker 2 pretty much being unplayable. A lot of reviewers have called it unplayable, and literally unplayable games like Flight Sim. I think it's starting to signal to people that Game Pass is definitely on the verge of total collapse. In fact,
yeah, you know, Game Pass is on the verge of total collapse after they just had a massive boost with Black Ops 6. Definitely, bro. Like, do you use your brain?
Think, Mark!
Businesses are in the business of making money. If something doesn't make money, it shuts down. Game Pass has been going for 7+ years at this point. Nearly 8 years, I think. Don't you think if it wasn't successful for 8 years, they would shut it down? Microsoft gave up on the Windows Phone after like 7 years because that was actually a massive failure. Game Pass shows no signs of going anywhere, especially after Black Ops 6. Not to mention also Starfield and Stalker. But I guess when your only source is an almost year-old news article, you would sort of think that Game Pass would be on its way out. Hey, it's like the old saying goes, you can't fix stupid. And honestly, I'm not trying to fix DreamcastGuy. I almost hope he stays broken, because provides plenty of content for me. Then again, my mental health is also on the line, so I don't know.
What's even interesting to me is when you see stuff like this, Xbox Game Pass games for November are confirmed, but you'll notice it says Standard, Ultimate, PC. This multi-tiered system of Game Pass, I think, is part of what's causing confusion. I get a chance to talk to casual gamers a lot, or what I almost feel like are mid-tier gamers. People that buy stuff, that love stuff, that are plugged into new releases, but they're not, sitting there on Blue Sky or Twitter actually tracking every update and news article, and a lot of times they do not understand why there's multiple Xboxes, why there's Xbox as an app on PC. A lot of people just don't get that, or if they do get that, it's because they only pay attention to one ecosystem, right?
Does anybody else have no idea what the point is that he's making here? Okay, Game Pass has multiple tiers. You want to know what else does? PS Plus. And what are you talking about confusion? Who is confused about the tiers of Game Pass? You have Core, which is just basically Xbox Live Gold. Then you have Standard, which is just you get a lot of games, but you don't get day one releases. And then you have Ultimate, which gets you day one releases. Like, what is so confusing about this? And then how is it confusing that there are multiple Xbox consoles and the app on PC? It is not hard to tell apart the consoles. Plus, there's multiple PlayStations as well. You have the PS5, you have the PS5 Digital, you have the PS5 Pro. With the Xbox, you have the Series S and the Series X, which look completely different. And then the app on PC, which is an app. It's not hardware. Oh my god. This video is gonna make me lose it. You're gonna watch me go insane on camera. Well, not on camera. On mic, whatever. If you're still here, I appreciate it, and I hate to shamelessly ask for this, but for the sake of my sanity, if you've been enjoying what you're seeing, could you please like and sub, because this is taking a toll on me. Also, I almost forgot to say, DreamcastGuy says he gets to talk to casuals a lot, as if he isn't a casual himself. I guess if you define casual as how much you keep up with news, then he isn't, but based on his gameplay, this dude is absolutely a casual. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just funny he would say, oh, I get to talk to casuals, when his gameplay seems very casual in every video he does.
So I almost feel like the fact that Ultimate has not really taken off the way they wanted, one of the main reasons they invented the highest tiers of Game Pass is because of the purchase of Call of Duty. This was a massive acquisition, costing $69 billion for Microsoft, and it's pretty obvious that the whole idea was Microsoft saying, okay, we're going to write one big paycheck, one massive paycheck to you for Xbox, but you got to find a way to finally be profitable. Xbox has been burning billions of dollars now for years and years and years. And so this seemed like their big Hail Mary, their chance to basically say, okay, please subscribe to Game Pass.
I have a question for anybody out there who unironically takes DreamcastGuy seriously and listens to what he has to say. Why? Because this dude has so little clue about what he's talking about, it's actually infuriating. He claims Xbox has been burning billions of dollars for years now. They would have shut down years ago if that was the case. This guy is so stupid, it hurts me. I feel like my intelligence is being insulted watching this. Why would Microsoft go out and buy Bethesda for $8 billion and then Activision Blizzard for $70 billion to invest into a failing company that's burning billions of dollars every year? I know I asked it before, but do you listen to yourself? When a company has a product that is burning billions of dollars every year, that part of the company gets closed down, or that product gets shut down, whatever. I said it in other videos as well, but it feels like DreamcastGuy got replaced by some alternate dimension version of himself, and in that other dimension, Xbox is actually about to go under within the next week, because there is no possible way he can be be A, this stupid, or B, this disingenuous. Like I said, there's no way he actually believes what he's saying. And if he does, God help the future of humanity. It might be time for Noah to get the boat again.
Because this year, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 did go directly into Game Pass, but only the highest tier of it, the most expensive, price-increased tier of it, and it seems like, honestly, it didn't shift things as much as people probably hoped on Team Green's side. It seems like there was a spending boost, so some people did probably go from basic tier of Game Pass to Game Pass Ultimate to make sure they had Call of Duty, but what ended up happening is nobody bought the game on Xbox. Nobody bought the game at all on Xbox, which means that every single person that bought it, I think a lot of the numbers I've seen, 85% of people only bought it on the PlayStation 5.
I'm done. Nope. Headset goes over there. All right, I am gonna start. Yeah, here's what I'm doing. I picked up my chair. I'm holding it over my head right now. I am gonna start doing squats with it until I have so much pain in my legs that I cannot feel the pain in my brain anymore. Here we go. 1. 2. I never thought I would reach the day where a Dreamcast Guy video would make me get a second gym session in, but here we are. Nobody bought it on Xbox, you say? Well, that's funny. Why don't we go to Xbox.com real quick? Let's go to bestsellers, and oh, would you look at that? Nearly a month after Black Ops 6 comes out, what is the top bestseller? Not just the top bestseller, but the top 2 bestsellers? Both of them are Black Ops 6. Not only are people buying the game so much that it is the top seller a month later, people are also upgrading to the Vault Edition so much that it is at the top. I swear to God, Dreamcast Guy spreads misinformation like Mia Khalifa spreads her legs. It's not even like, oh, he's ill-informed or something. He's just straight up lying now. And I'm not gonna act like I get everything in every video 100% right, because of course I don't, but I would never directly lie to you guys about something. And literally, in the tweet right there, it says, it did not appear to result in a massive cannibalization of sales. Right in the tweet he's reading, it says the game being on Game Pass did not cannibalize its sales. The screenshot he has up right now proves him wrong. Oh my God. I think I'm actually gonna pass out. This might be the first time I pass out making a video. I'm gonna go get some water real quick. I'll be right back.
Which is good. I'm not going to say those sales are bad. In fact, that is still a lot of money that's going to Xbox. Now keep in mind, when stuff sells on other systems, there's a 30% price cut. If Xbox puts games on PlayStation and they sell it for $100, Xbox gets $70 and $30 goes to PlayStation. So Sony is definitely happy about this because the extreme popularity of Black Ops 6 means they have extra billions of dollars now for their own development and own exclusives.
I swear to God, I bought the Doom Anthology when that went on pre-order, and you get like a little BFG thing with it. It has lights that turn on. It's really cool. I will use the BFG on my own face. I swear to God. At least that would end my suffering of having to listen to this god-awful video. So you admit Black Ops 6 is a massive success. Besides the fact that you said a few months ago that this was going to be the worst selling COD of all time, and you're completely wrong and now you're ignoring it, wouldn't that mean Xbox has had a great week or last month or so? Because if PlayStation is making that much money from 30% of the game sale, Xbox is making more than double that because they own the game. On God, this stress ball that I have in my hand is about to take a massive beating. That will not be the only thing taking a massive beating tonight, and you may interpret that as you wish. Of course, I'm definitely referring to my pillow because I'm gonna beat it up in anger. What else would I be referring to?
There has been talks about the fact that it's now officially confirmed that From Software is currently in full-blown discussions about being purchased by Sony. That's officially declared. It's not a rumor. It is officially declared. And so I've seen a lot of people joking about the fact that, honestly, Sony just got so many billions and billions and billions of dollars off Game Pass with zero work, zero investment of their own. They're like, okay, now they're going to buy From Software using that Call of Duty money.
I think my body is actually about to go into fight or flight mode. What is happening in this video? Sony doesn't make a dime off of Game Pass. What are you talking about? They'll make a lot of money off of Black Ops 6, sure, but they're not making dick off of Game Pass. And no, FromSoft is not talking to Sony about being acquired. Sony is talking to Katakawa about acquiring them. And Katakawa happens to own FromSoft. He is misrepresenting this so blatantly just to make it seem like, oh, you know, Elden Ring 2 or whatever is going to be exclusive because FromSoft wants to be bought out by Sony. No, their parent company will potentially be bought out because they would give Sony a monopoly over Western anime. And also, let's slow down on, oh, Sony got billions and billions of dollars. No. That's going to take a little while before they make billions off of COD. Plus, they still have to make back their Concord money. So, yeah, let's calm down a little bit, Dreamcast guy.
I almost think that this is, again, a big signal to how Game Pass is just dying. Like, look at this. Going to this post here by Matt Piscatella, or I guess they call him Skeets here. His big skeet here is all about the sales of Black Ops 6. And he says, Black Ops 6 going to Game Pass did a few things in the US. It resulted in a subscription spending boost. It shifted the shares of sales to PlayStation, meaning that people bought it just predominantly on Sony, even more than they typically do. It did not appear to result in a massive cannibalization of sales, and it did not appear to provide a significant boost to Xbox Series hardware.
So Black Ops 6 caused a boost in Game Pass sales or subscriptions or whatever, and people upgraded their tiers. And this proves that Game Pass is dead. Oh my god. I'm gonna need to go to the doctors after this. My blood pressure cannot be healthy right now. How does more people subbing to Game Pass for Black Ops 6 prove that Game Pass is going to die? What are you talking about? And again, he's ignoring the fact that this information completely disproves what he said several months ago, that this is going to be the worst selling COD of all time. Kind of funny how he just magically forgot about that, isn't it? I know you all probably think I'm overreacting to this or something, but dude, I have been editing this for hours. I know my content is low effort, but it still takes a long time to make. And watching a 14-minute Dreamcast Guy video over the course of several hours will destroy you mentally.
It seemed like, obviously, when they initially bought this, the hope was, okay, everybody always says Xbox got no games. That's the constant thing everybody says. And I do feel like that is very much a console killing narrative. It killed the PSP, it killed the PlayStation Vita. If you say this system got no games, then people are going to repeat that. It's a mantra. It becomes a methodology where people go, okay, well, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to invest in an ecosystem that doesn't have any games.
Personally, I've always found the, oh, this platform has no games thing pretty dumb. Because it's like, oh, just because they haven't released a lot of first-party stuff, that automatically means there's no games whatsoever. But it's funny that he brings that up when the meme recently has been PlayStation has no games. Because they've got pretty much nothing in the pipeline. And they've released more remasters than actual games this year. Hell, they're so bad about remasters, they just remastered the PS5. Also, it's even funnier that he's talking about this whole, like, oh, this console has no games narrative when he is one of the people contributing to the conversation that, oh, Xbox has no games. You are one of the people who says that. Oh, just breathe. We're almost done with the video. We got a couple of minutes left.
And it sounds like even the purchasing of Black Ops 6, making it a console game in this era of putting it on Game Pass directly, did not get people to go out and buy an Xbox. But I guess that's not a huge shock, but it is a surprise when you also include Stalker 2, when you include Flight Sim, when you include the fact that Indiana Jones is about to come out. Maybe we'll see these sales numbers reflected at the end of the year, but I have a strong inkling that I think Xbox is just going to be a pure flatline. I think they're going to just be dead all holiday, but maybe I'll be wrong. But
no, brother, you will be wrong. How many times are you going to repeat the exact same argument before you realize you're wrong? Xbox already confirmed they're doing a console next generation. They just bought ABK for $70 billion. They are not going anywhere. All right, just a heads up for the rest of the video. If there's weird jump cuts in Dreamcast Guy's video, it's because I'm just jumping ahead to the most relevant things I can comment on. I legitimately cannot take much more of this, so I'm sorry. But I'm also not trying to waste your time.
So it seems like even from industry analysts, they're kind of saying, okay, Black Ops 6 is big. It's huge. So this is a post from today. Here's a post from 11 days ago. And he says, Call of Duty engagement following the release of Black Ops 6 could only be defined by the term bonkers. We've yet to see anything like it in our engagement tracking data.
Does anybody else find it very ironic that he's putting all these statements about how well Xbox is doing right now with Black Ops 6 in a video called Xbox Had a Brutal Week? Like, you are disproving yourself in your own video. Honestly, what confuses me most about this video is the like to dislike ratio. It has almost 1,000 likes and just over 200 dislikes. I'm not gonna encourage people to dislike bomb the video or anything. Absolutely not. I'm just asking, how in God's name does this video not have way more dislikes? Like, this is terrible. Just imagine trying to make a video saying how terribly a company's doing and then you show off how well they're doing. Like, he cannot be this stupid, surely.
So my frame of mind is that, if anything, I think it's beginning to show people that nobody cares about Game Pass. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm 99% sure I am correct, which is that at this point, I think people enjoy buying games.
I mean, I definitely prefer buying my games over playing them through Game Pass. You know, I don't have to worry about them getting cycled out or anything like that. And I mean, I know it's digital, so I don't really own it, but I mean, come on. I still have access to it unless it's randomly taken away, which I have never once had an issue with, ever. Then again, I don't play Ubisoft games, so maybe that's why. But again, dude, oh my god, you're talking about how BO6 boosted Game Pass subscriptions, and yet you're sitting here saying nobody cares about Game Pass. Something is not clicking in this guy's head. First, oh, nobody's buying the game on Xbox, when you can clearly look that up and see it's not true. And now, oh, nobody cares about Game Pass, when again, you can look that up and see it's not true. If your argument is disprovable by a single Google search, it is a very bad argument.
To some degree, right? I think there is sort of a, I don't know, an effort of, I have saved up, I want to purchase this, I want to own it forever, right? In fact, let's see here. I got literally right here next to me, I've got my Christmas gifts. Hopefully my friends don't see this, but I'm giving I'm giving a copy of Octopath Traveler 2 to one of my friends. That's why it's factory sealed. And
honestly, after DreamcastGuy sold his PS5 to his girlfriend for $500, I would not be surprised if those were his used copies of the games, and he was making his friends pay $70 for them. And obviously, you can see that they're sealed, but shut up, it's a joke. All right, praise the Lord, we're almost done. Looks like I was right on my estimation, by the way. We have cracked 30 minutes. Fantastic.
I do feel like Game Pass is a failure for like 15 different reasons, from a lack of good release schedule to honestly having those huge droughts between the actually good games to the price increases of Game Pass. But I almost feel like,
I mean, all of those criticisms can apply to PS Plus as well, so I guess that's just a massive failure, right? No, it has a large subscription base and it's making money, so it's a success. There's a difference between saying something isn't good and saying something isn't successful. You can hate Call of Duty all you want, but the games sell like hotcakes every year. You cannot deny the success of them. Just like DreamcastGuy, you can hate Game Pass all you want, it is a success. Black Ops 6 gave it a massive boost. Nothing you say is going to change that.
The fact that we're seeing games sell, even Microsoft Studio games selling instead of being successful on Game Pass, I think that this is the final death rattles of Xbox Game Pass. I think that, to my eyes, we're going to start to see very soon Xbox try to find some sort of exit strategy. I think here in the next 5 years, I don't think there's going to be an Xbox, and I don't think there's going to be a Game Pass.
Oh my god, dude, I know that. You say it every single day in a new Xbox is dead video. We know you think Xbox is going to be gone in the next couple of years. Guess what? It's not. This dude's trying to get the world record for most incorrect predictions. And what do you mean games aren't successful on Game Pass? We just established that Black Ops 6 was a success on Game Pass, and so was Stalker. They said over 1 million people have bought the game, and many more have played it on Game Pass. That sounds like a pretty big success to me. You know what? I'm done. I'm done. The video was almost over anyway. I don't think there's anything more I can say. I am done. This is the hardest a video has broken me in maybe over a year. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go play some more Black Ops 6 because, good lord, I need to decompress after that. But yeah, anyway, with all that being said, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. There's this video like over 33 minutes, so yeah, huge thank you if you you made it all the way to the end. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more. Join us this Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be playing the new Backrooms Escape Together update. Should be a lot of fun. And join us every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern for Salt streams. Again, except for this upcoming Friday because it's Thanksgiving. And I will catch you all next time.